एंड अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम। मैं हूं रुचि शर्मा। एक ज़माना था, कह सकते हैं हमारे बचपन का ज़माना, जब हम सर्कस टिकट्स खरीदते थे या मूवी टिकट्स खरीदते थे या फिर किसी एडवेंचर पार्क के टिकट्स खरीदते थे तो उन टिकट्स को बहुत संजो कर रखते थे क्योंकि वो पेपर टिकट्स होती थी, हार्ड कॉपी होती थी। लेकिन फिर वक्त आया डिजिटल टिकट्स का, जिसमें कन्वीनियंस तो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई, लेकिन वो जो चार्म था टिकट्स को संभाल कर रखने का, वो कहीं खो गया। और अब ज़माना आया है, या फिर मुझे कहना चाहिए ट्रेंड आया है NFT टिकटिंग का। तो ये NFT टिकटिंग क्या है, इसमें क्या क्या फ़ायदे आपको होने वाले हैं और क्या इसमें कुछ इश्यूज़ या प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं, इस पर बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ फिलहाल जुड़ चुके हैं ब्लॉक टिकट्स के फाउंडर अभिनव गर्ग। अभिनव, वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू यू टू 3.0 TV।
थैंक यू रुचि, थैंक यू फॉर द इंट्रोडक्शन। एंड आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला, ये ब्लॉक टिकट्स इज समथिंग ट्राइंग टू डू रेवोल्यूशनराइज द कंप्लीट सिस्टम ऑफ हिस्टोरिकली हाउ इट वाज बिफोर।
यस, तो वही मैं कहना चाहती थी अभिनव कि एक टाइम था जब हम लंबी लंबी लाइंस में लगते थे और फिर टिकट्स खरीदते थे, फिर इंटरनेट पे टिकट्स बुक करने लगे, लेकिन तब भी हमें जाकर किसी काउंटर पे वो दिखाकर एक एक हार्ड कॉपी लेनी पड़ती थी। फिर थोड़ा और वक्त बदला और अब जो टिकट्स हैं हम डिजिटली पूरी की पूरी बुक कर लेते हैं और फिर QR कोड दिखाना होता है एंड यू एंटर द इवेंट और द मूवी थिएटर। पर जब NFT टिकटिंग आई है, पहले जो सारे व्यूअर्स हमें देख रहे हैं उनके लिए अगर आप थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ में समझा सके कि NFT टिकटिंग क्या होती है, और जैसे कि अभी आपने कहा यू आर गोइंग टू रेवोल्यूशनाइज द वे टिकट्स आर बुक्ड नाउ, सो ब्लॉक टिकट्स क्या कर रहा है, ब्लॉक टिकट्स का विजन क्या है और कैसे वो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस बदलने वाला है टिकटिंग का।
श्योर। सो बेसिकली आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा कि पहले जो टिकट बनती थी वो फिजिकल फॉर्मेट थी, और विद वेब 2.0 प्लेटफॉर्म्स लाइक बुक माई शो एंड अदर पीपल लाइक पेटीएम, उन लोगों ने यही ठीक किया कि दे एक्चुअली चेंज द माइंडसेट ऑफ पीपल टू एक्चुअली बाय द टिकट फ्रॉम द काउंटर, टू एक्चुअली सिट एट होम with your phones and buy the ticket. And with that ticket, what you used to get is a QR code.
Right.
The QR code is a digital identification that you actually have purchased the ticket, and आप उसको दिखा के अपने इवेंट पे जा सकते हैं। लेकिन अब क्या हुआ है कि इसमें कुछ चीजें थी जो उन्होंने ऐड ऑन किया। जैसे आप देख सकते हैं, अगर मूवी देखने जाते हैं तो उसके अंदर यू कैन ऐड ऑन द पॉपकॉर्न, कोक along with the ticket.
F&B,
these are the value additions on the ticket, जो पहले नहीं हो सकता था। पहले सिर्फ एक आपको टिकट फिजिकली मिल जाती थी जिसको आप यूज नहीं कर पाते थे बियॉन्ड जस्ट एंटरिंग इवेंट।
राइट।
बट अब क्या है कि क्योंकि जब ये डिजिटलाइजेशन हुआ है, एंड दैट इज व्हाट हैज हैपेंड ब्यूटीफुली, ट्रांजिशन अच्छा हो गया। पीपल हैव अंडरस्टूड द वैल्यू ऑफ द इंटरनेट, एंड दैट इज वेयर द ब्लॉकचेन कम्स इन प्लेस। पहले हमारे पास एक टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी कि हम कुछ हम ऐड ऑन कर पाते ऑन अ वेब 2.4 प्लेटफॉर्म, बट क्योंकि अब हमारे पास ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी है, सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू कंप्लीटली रेवोल्यूशनाइज टेकिंग द features of the blockchain technology and adding on to the ticketing plan. So we're trying to revolutionize the existing system, which is already there. So we're not trying to reinvent the complete internet system, but we're trying to add on the features on the tickets that were available till date with Book My Show kind of people.
So what are these features going to be, if you can tell me in detail?
So basically there are a lot of problems. So we start with addressing the problems of tickets. Okay. What are the problems with tickets today is they are black marketing. What happens is, agar aap ticket counter pe jaate hain, there's so many times it's pulled out because some scalpers and bots have actually bought a ticket. और आपको क्या होता है, as a end user, you don't get to access the ticket. So what we're doing is we're trying to, that's one problem. Then there's fake tickets problem. Fake tickets में क्या होता है कि आप जब टिकट खरीदते हैं, you actually don't know कि वो टिकट actually genuine है या नहीं है, unless you go to the site, you scan your QR code, and then you get to know that ticket is not even a genuine ticket. So that's another big problem there is. Then उसके बाद there is no additional revenue on the ticket. आज की डेट में ऑर्गेनाइजर्स के पास सिवाय कोक और पॉपकॉर्न और फूड आइटम को ऐड करने के अलावा there is no other utility towards the ticket.
Right.
Then third is there is no engagement with the fans. अगर आज आप as a fan जाते हैं, what are the engagement factors that ticket can bring in is not there as of today. And similarly, financing of events, there's so many things that can be done with the technology of blockchain. Like what we've done is, now उसके लिए we'll have to understand what blockchain is. We'll have to understand what NFTs are. Because you've used these two technologies beautifully to actually add on to the ticket and completely change the entire system. What we've done is, with the blockchain is just a ledger. It records the entry, right? What it does is, it is an entry on the cloud. So anybody can access that record and see who is the actual owner of the ticket. मान लीजिए आप आज ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं, आपने टिकट बेची किसी को, तो आज एज अ कस्टमर आई कैन गो सी हु इज द ऑर्गेनाइजर, हु हैज सोल्ड द टिकट टू whom. And now that helps as user to purchase the ticket because now I know the ticket is genuine. Similarly, अगर आप NFTs का देखेंगे, NFTs is nothing but a digital record of the item that you own, right? It tells you that you are the owner of that item digitally, right? Before there was no technology, we could differentiate between a picture that you've taken or the picture I have taken of the same place. But now that you've taken the picture and your name is recorded on the NFT, you know you are the actual user of you are the actual owner of the ticket. what we've done with that is we've actually able to identify the person who owns the digital autograph. For instance, आप आज मैच देखने जाते हैं, आपने देखा कि there is a ticket in the stadium that you're buying for a cricket match. Now this ticket is, for instance, signed by Yuvraj Singh. Right now, what happens is use case scenario. Utility, it's a collectible NFT now.
Right.
Why it is a collectible? Because there will be a supply and demand cap. Now there are only 10 tickets in the entire stadium which are owned by an autograph of Yuvraj Singh.
Right.
Now when you go to the match and he hits a century or he hits a great 6 sixes in 1 over, that becomes a memorable product, right?
Right.
After the event is over, आप पहले वो ticket को discard कर देते हैं. Now that ticket can actually be traded in the secondary market because you will be one of the owners of that ticket which is autographed by Yuvraj Singh for that particular match. That differentiates between any other image, any other product which is completely backed by blockchain technology. Right. So that's how the uses of technology is coming into play.
सो अभिनव, मैं बहुत से ऐसे आर्टिकल्स पढ़ रही थी जहाँ लिखा गया था कि जो NFT टिकटिंग है वो ट्रेडिशनल टिकटिंग को डिस्टर्ब कर देगी, लेकिन उसके लिए बहुत सी चीज़ें जो हैं हमें करनी पड़ेंगी. जैसे कि अगर मैं बात करूँ, ईज़ क्या है, लाइक हाउ ईजी इज़ इट टू बुक टिकट्स और NFT टिकटिंग इज़, क्योंकि अगर मैं बात करूँ उतनी रीच बढ़ाने के लिए हर एज ग्रुप को सूट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर मैं बात करूँ अपने पेरेंट्स की, लाइक माई पेरेंट्स आर नॉट वेरी टेक्नोलॉजी savvy, तो उन तक NFT टिकटिंग पहुँचे और वो उसे ईजिली एक्सेस करे, ये थोड़ा फिलहाल मुश्किल दिखता है. तो हाउ ईजी इज़ योर प्लेटफॉर्म इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट बुकिंग टिकट्स or booking NFT tickets, and what is the technology that you're using?
So absolutely, Ruchi, you're absolutely spot on. And this is the problem we are currently also facing, is that converting the technology into a usable factor. What has happened is people have, even today, even if you ask my father today to go buy an airline ticket and book my show, he can log into the book my show, he can see the flights that are available, but he's not able to transact because it becomes a step forward. But it takes some time for generations to adapt to the product. But once you get used to it, it becomes like a product that you cannot live without. Now, today, if I have to go and book a flight ticket, it's very easy to just go to Book My Show and just to make my trip and just book a ticket. But the problem is it takes time. It will be a long process for sure. We've already seen some kind of a transition in Web 2 also when we adapted to the Make My Trip and Book My Show. It took some time. It is like an internet era which started before when people used to say, you know what, internet is not going to make any sense. It will not make sense in future time because the adaptability will not be there. Similarly, it's a transition. It's going to take time. And I think Web3 is similar to what internet was before. And it will take time for people to adapt to it. The market has to be created. Even when Amazon started, you will know that people were trading within the company. And that's how the market actually developed. So similarly, there will have to be a lot of action placed in terms of getting the understanding of the user. What is the benefits of NFTs? What is the benefits of blockchain? That has to sink in. It may take time for sure. But I always feel that when you start making money out of the product, it is very easy to understand. So what we've actually done is in Blocktickets also, we've made the complete product as a Web 2.0. You will not feel a difference between a Book My Show application or our application. All you have to do is you have to do the transaction the way you do it. But to get the additional features like a marketplace, like we have a marketplace of tickets. So when you buy a ticket, you can resell your ticket, and after reselling, that feature requires a Web3 product. Right? In that, you will have to learn how to download a MetaMask, how to really transfer a ticket to exchange, and then how you can sell it. That may take some time, but for that time, we've actually got the tickets minted as far as the Book My Shows of the world are concerned. So you will not feel any difference between how the current situation is with the situation what we are building on. But to avail the other benefits of the product, you will have to learn a little bit, for which we are doing a complete awareness campaign with letting people know what are the benefits of that. It will take time for sure.
So of course, मतलब फ़ायदे बहुत सारे, लेकिन थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा इस टेक्नोलॉजी को हर किसी को समझने में. अच्छा अभिनव, यहाँ बात करें, जैसे आपने खुद नाम लिया बुक माई शो का और अलग ऐप्स के बारे में, तो जो ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ कर रही है, सेम टेक्नोलॉजी डिजिटल टिकटिंग के लिए भी यूज़ हो रही है. तो सेम ही सोल्यूशन है जो कि फ्रॉड्स को अवॉइड करने के लिए यूज़ किया जा रहा है, बोथ फॉर ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड डिजिटल टिकटिंग. तो इसमें मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि NFT टिकटिंग क्या एक्सेप्शनली यूनिक सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड कर रही है to avoid frauds?
So basically we are using a public ledger. क्या होता है कि अगर आप डिजिटल में बनाते हैं, वो प्राइवेट लेजर है, तो एज अ कस्टमर, थर्ड पर्सन, यू आर नॉट एबल टू व्यू कि एग्जैक्टली वो किसने बनाई थी, देखकर किसको बेची थी. दैट डेटा इज नॉट अवेलेबल. वो तभी हो सकता है अगर आप पब्लिक चेन पे हैं. और हम इथेरियम चेन को यूज करें, दैट्स बेस्ड ऑन पॉलीगॉन, जिसके अंदर सब कुछ डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड है. एज एनी यूजर कैन जस्ट पुट इन द हैश कोड and see the complete log of that ticket. You will be able to see who actually made the ticket, who was it sold it to, when was it sold, what was the price of the ticket, and when you're buying it, you would also see your name coming right next to it when you buy the ticket.
Okay.
So इतनी transparency कभी भी एक Web 2.0 platform पे नहीं आ पाएगी, and that is the reason ये blockchain की technology इतनी important है, that it will be the only way you can actually showcase that the product is completely genuine.
तो यहाँ अभिनव आपने इथेरियम की बात की, इथेरियम मर्ज का बहुत ज़्यादा चर्चा फिलहाल है. हाउ डू यू थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट एनएफटीज? क्या फर्क पड़ेगा एनएफटी से? आप व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम इथेरियम मर्ज?
So Ethereum merge is definitely a revolution in itself, and people are really looking forward to it. And it won't be a big difference on the existing platform. That will not change the complete platform. It is an add-on to the product. And I think it will only, and there were a lot of skepticism also this, that will the product change of what is already made. The best part is the product will remain will remain the same. It will only be add-on feature, and I think it is something we all are looking forward to. It's a revolution. In fact, 1 hour back only it got published as well. So we are all looking forward to the implementation as well.
अच्छा, जहाँ हम यहाँ थोड़ा सा कंपैरिजन कर रहे हैं बुक माई शो टाइप की ऐप्स का और एनएफटी टिकटिंग का, तो जहाँ कन्वीनियंस फीस चार्ज करते हैं इस तरह की ऐप्स, वहीं ब्लॉकचेन पर एनएफटी टिकटिंग बुक करने में थोड़ा सा ये हिंड्रेंस है कि हाई गैस फीस होती है. आपको लगता है ये हिंड्रेंस है या नहीं है?
That is in fact the reason why ticketing could not start earlier, because पहले अगर आप देखेंगे Ethereum जैसे चेन्स के ऊपर जो गैस फीस थी used to go as high as $100
actually,
and उसके लिए सेंस नहीं बनती थी, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे अगर आपकी टिकट ही $50 की है और आप $4 पे करेंगे गैस फी का, it had no sense. But thanks to Polygon kind of layer 2 kind of change, we've actually built a parallel system and integrating with Ethereum at a later stage. What happens is कि आपकी जो gas fee है उसका load कम हो जाता है. So now we are actually transacting at 0.003 cents per transaction fee. So it has gone down to as low as negligible amounts. So it has no impact on the ticketing. I mean, on the price of tickets now. In fact, it will be cheaper than what other companies charge for tickets. As a convenience fee. In fact, हमारे platform पे, because we have so many revenue channels like secondary market, primary market, NFT market, there's so many additional avenues that we've created on the revenue, that the main income of Book My Show or Make My Trip will substantially go down. So it will be a benefit to the user, क्योंकि eventually आपको जो 10% to 12% आप किसी एक Web 2.0 platform को देते हैं, that will come down to as low as probably 5% or 3% depending on the competition. But we are right now doing at 5%.
Which is great. Okay. इथेरियम, आपको पता होगा जब BAYC ने अपना मेटावर्स लॉन्च किया था तो बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रांजैक्शन थी, बहुत ज़्यादा हाई गैस फीस थी. इनफैक्ट इथेरियम क्रैश हो गया था. अगर इस तरह की कोई सिचुएशन आती है, हाउ प्रिपेयर आर यू?
So we are a multi-chain product. It takes for us to shift to Binance, for us to shift to Polygon, for us to shift to Ethereum. It is not even a job for more than an hour for us. So that's why we've actually considered that thing completely, and we've made the product so that tomorrow it does not become, not only the gas fees, even sometimes there are problems with the chain, that the chain is not working 100% right now, because everybody's adapting to it, they're learning with the time. It takes time for you to completely be hands-on with the product. So it will take time. Therefore, we made a product which is completely changeable, which is completely not dependent on only one chain. So that helps you to bring down the gas fees and also helps you to get less dependent on one chain.
तो जैसे सेकेंडरी मार्केट में स्कैल्पर्स और स्कैल्पिंग की प्रॉब्लम है जो हम फेस कर रहे हैं, उसे कैसे अवॉइड किया जा सकता है और कैसे आर्टिस्ट की रॉयल्टीज को इंटैक्ट रखा जा सकता है?
So the scalpers, so the black market is predominantly why black market, because organizers कभी पैसा नहीं कमा पाते थे उस इवेंट से. अगर मैंने किसी को टिकट बेची as organizer and that user sells it to the other person, as an organizer I never used to get any royalties back. Now because when the transaction is completely recorded and every NFT ticket it has driven by a smart contract, you can actually, the organizer can build in what he actually requires from the ticket. He can require 20%, 10%, depending on what he wants to put in. And every time the ticket will be resold in secondary market, he will always have a tab and the log, because he would know when the ticket is changing hands on the public domain. And whenever it changes hands, it is an escrow account. It will automatically fall into your account with the money, that 20% that he will get from the change of hands.
Okay.
So the question of completely scalping goes out. It becomes more organized. इनफैक्ट अब अगर बाहर की मार्केट में भी देखेंगे, NFL में अगर आप देखेंगे तो वहाँ पे एक्सचेंज है, जैसे एक्सचेंज ऑफ टिकट. It's legalized system, and unfortunately NFL is not able to take any penny out of it because they don't have a system of actually wanting the money back. अगर $100 की उनकी एक एवरेज प्राइस टिकट है, they are selling at $400 at a secondary market. Now that $300 arbitrage is actually going to the user and not going to NFL at all, and they are making it completely legalized. So in fact, if they can tap onto this industry, they can probably make, I was just seeing one website is making $1.6 million just from one season of NFL sport. So if you can actually tap 20% of that income also to NFL, it becomes a huge amount of money for any organizer to tap in.
तो अब अभिनव इसका एक सोल्यूशन ये भी हो सकता है कि NFTs को आप क्रिएट ही करें कि वो नॉन ट्रांसफरेबल हो once they are sold.
Yeah, so there is a lot of ways you can set the floor price, you can set the ceiling price of the NFT, you can even make it a redeemable NFT that एक बार आपने use कर ली तो वो एक बार burn हो जाती है. So there are a lot of use case scenarios depending on how. So that is why ticketing is a very dynamic process, and that is why we are also taking time to develop the product completely, because every use case scenario has a different way of dealing with it. I mean, every organizer may want to have a different thought behind it. You may want to put a ceiling, you may not want to put a ceiling to a price. You may want to burn the ticket, redeem it or not redeem it. There are a lot of ways that you can do it. Like in NFTs itself, there's so many use case scenarios today that you can engage the fans with the artist. You can make a membership, like a loyalty program. Loyalty programs are very big into NFTs now. We are talking to a lot of airline industry. I will not like to disclose here, but we're talking to airline industries that they are wanting to completely, like you must have heard the news lately, Starbucks came with Polygon,
right,
specifically to actually completely loyalty-driven product on NFTs. Now, just imagine a loyalty program which is tradable in the secondary market. Like, you could also hear that you could transfer your points to someone else, but now you can actually sell your points in secondary market. And whenever you do that, the organizer or the company could actually get a 10%, 20% kickback from that sale of the points. So this is a complete revolution that I'm seeing coming into this world for sure.
So talking about block tickets, I read somewhere कि around Holi there were 2,000 tickets were sold. If you want to and if you can share your numbers, how many tickets have you sold till now?
So absolutely, we've done more than 10 events as of now. We've done recently a concert with Sonu Nigam in Dubai. That was a first NFT concert that we did. We also did one of the first movie premieres of Vikrant Rana. That was a South Indian movie by Krishna Sudeepa. And we did the membership program actually for them. We did a lot of music events across India. So the tickets per se are, we've been able to capture 35% of the market whenever we are able to do the tickets. Unfortunately for us to really penetrate in the market, we are actually right now trying to do at least 10 events per vertical. Like we are targeting sports, we're targeting concerts, we're targeting movies. For every vertical that we're targeting, we're trying to do 10 events per use case scenario to actually have the product completely ready in terms of every aspect. Because, once you do the event, then only you realize that what are the additions of the product you need to do. So we believe by June, we should be able to capture whatever tickets that we do. At least 35% of tickets should be sold through our platform. And NFT is, of course, a completely new market for anyone. So that's the 100% market share that we have right now.
So can you just tell me a little brief what all services you are providing? How do you want to expand it? And you have shared a little bit of your vision, but if you could tell us a little more in detail, and if you could share a few of your forthcoming projects.
Sure. So basically for us, tickets is one of the biggest pivoting blocks for us, because we believe blockchain technology completely eradicates the current problems with scalping and fake tickets. That's where the major USP of the block ticket is. The add-on is the NFT part, where we are trying to add on some exclusive items for the customer to engage with the artist. Like for instance, you can have experiential NFTs, you can have collectible NFTs. Like experiential NFTs, we are also trying to give you revenue for the user whosoever buys the experience NFTs. For instance, there are reveal NFTs that we are doing now. In reveal NFTs, once the show is over, like you must have seen the historic moment when Will Smith walked onto stage and slapped Chris Rock.
Right.
Now that itself has garnered more than 100 million views. Now just imagine if that video could have been actually captured as an NFT and sold in the secondary market. It has a value to it. It has a value that can be leveraged through sale. Now we are trying to get hold of all these factors, making users also make money, organizers also make money, and also engage with the artists through experiences. So this will also be membership driven. So there's so many things that are coming together in that experience. It makes it a completely different world altogether in terms of how you can engage, how you can make money out of it, how you can make a loyalty program for the organizer. So there is no limit. I think your creativity is the limit to what you can do with NFTs, specifically with tickets and NFTs.
Yeah, so there is a lot of potential, utility, loyalty programs, and experiential NFTs. Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Abhinav, I wanted to know your take on the regulations. जो regulations हैं, जो taxing है, आपका क्या take है इस पर? क्या राय है आपकी?
So I think it's a very good move by the government to tax the NFTs, any digital assets. Although yet, even if you talk about international markets, people are still deriving the right way of doing it, because it's very hard to capture the transaction that is happening online. Because there is so much of transparency, anybody can actually look into it, but has to be a process where you can actually pivot onto the value of the NFT, the value of the currency that is going up and down. It's very hard to really keep a track on that. So it has to be a long process. It won't happen overnight for sure. But whatever the efforts the government has made till now in terms of taxing it, I think it's a great effort, because it gives you some kind of clarity onto the way forward and the intent of the government. But definitely it may take time. But definitely, I mean, there are a lot of companies there are a lot of government organizations who are actually keeping a track on the companies, how they're progressing, and they're making they are making them as a milestone companies to give them the license to operate. Like in Dubai also, they are currently trying to find out what is the exact way they could decipher the taxation, the regulations. And I'm sure once the countries have adapted to it, it will be very easy for any other country to cut, copy and paste. And I think that's where we are headed as well. And I'm seeing a lot of positive response from all over in terms of the utility. And the best thing is not to really confuse yourself with Bitcoin and with blockchain, because eventually blockchain is a completely different product than Bitcoin. It's like saying internet and email. Email is just a part of a use case scenario of internet, but email is not internet. Similarly, that differentiation is coming through. People are understanding that there's a difference between blockchain and the technology of Bitcoin. So I think that's important.
अभिनव, हमने क्रैशिंग मार्केट में भी NFTs को बहुत ज़्यादा वाइडली एक्सेप्ट होते हुए देखा. NFTs में हमने ग्रोथ देखी, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत से इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, मार्केट मेकर्स हैं, जो ये प्रिडिक्ट करते हैं कि NFT इज अ बबल एंड इट विल बर्स्ट. What is your take on this? What do you feel?
Absolutely. Any market you talk about, it always starts with a bubble. Because there's a huge attraction, there's a huge inflow of people. People try to make money from anything or everything. There has been such use case scenarios in NFTs also, where people are, putting pictures of anything and making money out of it.
Right.
But that being said, obviously there are use case scenarios to every NFT. Like I said, collectible NFTs. Like I said, experiential NFTs or time NFTs. Now these are experiences, they're utilities towards what you can do. These NFTs are yet to be seen, and that's what exactly we're trying to do. We're trying to relate the real world with the digital world and trying to show people the experiences behind the NFT rather than just owning an NFT. And obviously, as any market would say, it's always good to have a crash to really filter out the crowd from it, that people understand the real value behind it. And that will only come out, with time, when people really start experiencing it or really start understanding the real technology behind it, how they can use for their benefit. Eventually, the product that we're doing is complete to make understand people that we are solving a problem. We are trying to pivot on the technology that's available to your benefit, that the prices should come down for tickets. You should be able to engage with the artist. There should be an opportunity for someone to not only own a ticket, but actually own the memorabilia, which is actually on a name which cannot be owned by anybody else. So these are the things which NFT cannot be taken away from, and that technology is a beautiful technology. I will always say that.
Thank you so much, Abhinav, for giving us your valuable time. और NFT ticketing से जुड़े इतने सारे पहलुओं पर इतने डिटेल में इतनी valuable information हमारे साथ शेयर करने के लिए. Thank you so much.
It was more a pleasure. Thank you so much, Ruchi, for this time. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. तो अगर आप भी न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी को अपनाना चाहते हैं और टिकटिंग प्रोसेस को आसान बनाना चाहते हैं, इससे जुड़े बहुत से रिवॉर्ड्स को एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं, तो NFT टिकटिंग को जरूर आजमाइएगा. क्रिप्टो मास्टर्स के स्पेशल सेगमेंट में फिलहाल इतना ही. दिस इज मी रुचि शर्मा साइनिंग ऑफ. डू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू 3.0 TV. हैव अ ग्रेट डे.